The world needs to completely transform the way we produce and use energy. For politicians, going green is a goal that is very easy to reach. But for rural electric cooperatives like Como, this goal almost seems impossible. Como was incorporated on May 9, 1939. Since then, it has expanded to include 4,100 lines of territory, and it mainly uses coal to generate electricity. Only 10% of Como's power comes from renewable resources. Rural electric cooperatives in Missouri, like Como, struggle to be green because renewable resources are not always common, can be very costly, and are difficult to transmit from state to state. First, rural electric cooperatives struggle to be green because renewable resources are not always easily accessible. Also, more people are moving into electric co-op territory, making the demand for power grow faster than it is already growing. In some places, renewable resources are not near as abundant. For example, the South lacks adequate wind and solar power, and the Midwest cannot rely on consistent sun. As a result, they must be backed with other energy sources like coal and natural gas. With more and more people striving to go green, it has become difficult to provide this green technology for everyone. Another reason it is so hard for rural electric cooperatives to go green is because renewable resources can be very costly. According to Barry Moline, customers are extremely price sensitive. Como customers' opinions account for everything, so the customers have to be willing to buy into the idea of going green first. Also, out-of-state resources will result in the transferring of local money to the resources producers, rather than staying with local economies. These days, coal and natural gas cost about 7 cents per kilowatt hours, while solar thermal costs about 21 cents per kilowatt hours. During a recession, most people in Missouri are going to pay attention to costs and settle for coal or natural gas power, because it is less of a financial burden. The International Energy Agency says the cost to go green is $45 trillion. The only way to reach this kind of money would be to increase customers' rates. The last main reason rural electric cooperatives struggle to be green is because the transmission of green power from state to state is very difficult. Along with renewable resources being costly, they also have transmission fees. This makes the already higher cost even more unbearable. It is easier to transport coal on a train than it is to move around solar power. Also, to transmit renewable resources will take lengthy and once again costly upgrades to transmission systems. Congress has not moved quickly to plan these new systems to meet the growing demand. The Edison Electric Institute is currently investing in transmission projects valued at $21 billion. This again would result in increasing customers' rates. Along with this, transmitting such unreliable resources will be as big a challenge. For example, there is currently no way to capture wind energy to transport it somewhere else. Transmitting renewable resources from state to state, keeping the cost of these resources low, and keeping renewable resources readily available are just a few challenges rural electric cooperatives face in the push to go green. In 1932, President Franklin Roosevelt declared that electricity was a necessity, not a luxury. If the United States wants to get 25% of its electricity from renewable resources by 2005, like the Obama administration recommends, rural electric cooperatives will have to overcome many obstacles to reach this goal.